about the London living wage, and the answer is absolutely. We're going to have the first ever living wage Olympics, and I'm proud that the GLA has led the way over the last 3 or 4 years in greatly expanding the London living wage, and I think it's an important benefit for low-paid Londoners.
That sounds really promising. Obviously, the London living wage has been absolutely crucial in terms of tackling poverty pay and recognising that the national minimum wage is not enough to live on in London. Do you know if Holiday Inn cleaners will be paid the London living wage?
Well, what I can tell you is that, and I've best of my knowledge, both LOCOG and the ODA are committed to paying the London living wage, and indeed their contractors. And I was like you. I was sceptical about this, and I wanted to make absolutely certain that was so. I can't confirm about the Holiday Inn cleaners. I'm sorry to say.
Well, I'm sorry that you can't confirm about the Holiday Inn cleaners, because they are the official hotel provider for the Games. They are the official hotel provider, the Holiday Inn. Did you press them to sign up to the London living wage before they were selected as the official providers?
No. Darren, as you know, there is a difficulty with the hospitality and the catering sector.
So it's a living wage Olympics unless you work in a hotel.
That is where, well, there's been a massive expansion. I think you should do. I mean, it wasn't easy for LOCOG and the ODA to do this. The London living wage is now at £8.30 compared to a national minimum wage of £6.08. It's been a tough sell, but they worked very hard, and I think actually you should be a little bit less grudging and recognise they've achieved something. I accept that negotiations with the Hilton did break down. I regret that. I think it was a shame, and I would have liked to have seen everybody involved in the Olympics and not just the contractors paying that wage. But it is a fact that the London living wage has greatly expanded in the last 4 years. I think it's a benefit, as I say, to low-paid Londoners, and I'm proud of the achievement of City Hall. But also, I want to pay tribute to the private sector companies that have stepped forward to do it. I regret, and I've said this, by the way, in speeches at the Hotel and Catering Association. I regret that hotels and catering do not yet pay it, but we will continue to press them.
I certainly don't want to denigrate any of those companies and organisations that have paid the living wage so far, and absolutely we should congratulate them and obviously congratulate any progress that's been made. However, it is a major weakness that this is being promoted as a living wage Olympics where we're serious about tackling poverty pay, if the official hotel providers have been allowed to dodge that.
Well, as I say, negotiations the difference between the London living wage and other systems is it is not a compulsory system, as you know. And it works that way because we argue with companies that they are better off paying their employees decently. They will get more loyalty. They will ultimately save on employment costs because they will find there will be less turnover. And at this point, we've made in a series of endless engagements, and of course London citizens have played a big part in this as well. And I really pay tribute to the work of London citizens. The negotiations with the Hilton group were not successful. I would like them to have been successful. I'm afraid what we can do is continue to put pressure on the hotel and catering trade in London to support low-pay workers, because we think it's in their interest as well.
But the contract to be the official hotel provider for the Olympics, yes, there is no legal enforcement powers for the living wage, but the contract to host be the official hotel provider for the Olympics, That carries huge weight. You should have negotiated a much better deal. And if you couldn't persuade the Hilton, you should have looked at other hotel chains in the capital and negotiated a proper deal. You have let Londoners down on this.
Well, as you know, and I'm always happy to accept blame for whatever you want to blame me for, Darren. The fact is that I wasn't responsible for those negotiations. I think it must be open to doubt amongst reasonable people whether a deal with any other chain might have been more successful. If you have information about a hotel chain in London that is willing to pay the London living wage for its cleaners, then of course that would be of huge benefit to us, and I urge you to submit it.
I think as Mayor you should have used your influence to negotiate a proper deal with a hotel provider, and all the prestige and the commercial value that is attached to being the official hotel provider, you should have made absolutely sure that they were paying the London living wage if they were to get the contract as the official hotel provider, and otherwise it tarnishes the whole idea of this being a living wage Olympics.
Well, as I say, I think it's up to you and to others who believe that there are other hotel chains that were willing to pay this to provide evidence for that. The negotiations, I'm afraid, were not handled, as everybody knows. The negotiations are not handled by City Hall.
Why didn't you intervene as Mayor and negotiate a proper deal on this? Why didn't you intervene?
Well, because it's not my function to negotiate deals between LOCOG and other contractors and people associated with the game. That's a job for LOCOG. What I have done is told both LOCOG and the ODA that they should support the London living wage, and to the best of my knowledge, all their direct contractors and suppliers do so. If it is true that there is another hotel group that would have been willing to pay more than the Hilton, as you suggest, then, or as you imply, then let's see it.
I'm suggesting you should have intervened directly and negotiated a proper deal that didn't let Londoners down.
Just